I'm gonna have Blitz and Carolyn over again. Please act like a normal human being. Please.
What the heck?
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Thank you so much in advance. Today we're jumping into r/tales of neckbeards. Maybe it's NeckbeardStories. It actually comes from my personal subreddit r/ReddX reads. Yes, a ReddX exclusive from our very own user, that one gay cop. He wrote the Bootbeard saga. Y'all might remember that guy. And yes, he's doing the most for the community. Discord moderator, just a beautiful human being through and through, supporting us out on those Twitch streams, which actually, hey, we are live streaming this story on Twitch. You guys should come on through. That link is in the description. Thank you very much as well. Apparently, he did a really good job with getting the next Falloutbeard episode up relatively quickly. However, I did not do a great job of jumping back onto it. So this post has just been sitting here for 26 days. And for that, I do apologize. We got a few series going, and sometimes I drop the ball a little bit, but I know Cop don't have any hard feelings about it. He doesn't try to rub my face. He's like, whatever, you'll get to it when you get to it, and that is the greatest thing ever. So thank you for his patience and your patience. Let's go ahead, knock this thing out. We'll go ahead and get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this r/Neckbeard stories. Tales of Neckbeards? A cringe. Falloutbeard, the Enclave of Beards attacks. Oh my god, he's got allies? How did this work? I thought he was just like a lone wolf, you know, leader of his very own wolf pack. God damn, dude. I guess we'll have to see who his allies are, get introduced to them. Maybe it's just a euphemism for something. I don't really know. I don't vet these stories, as I've said. Hello, Redditors and Redditettes. It is I, your loyal bringer of the law, that one gay cop. Yeah, we love that guy. I have returned to regale you with the continued suffering of my journey with my very beardy roommate. Yeah, and he didn't seem beardy at first, but as soon as he moved in, bro, the mask just came flying off. He's like, I'm gonna get naked. I'm gonna watch Pornhub at 5 a.m. Like, stop it. Just everything that you're doing, just stop it. Let's get into our cast. Cop. That's me, your loyal and stern bringer of the law. Yes, indeed. I've now been a cop long enough to get my own patrol car and be on my own. Oh, that's sweet. So we could just like listen to audiobooks in the car or something like that. That's what I'm really all about. I don't need a partner. I work on my own, boss. Turn in your badge and your gun, Maloney. You're done. I'm about 5'11" and built like a brick shithouse. Blitzkrieg, yes, he is back. The loyal friend who has been through thick and thin with me. Yeah, I love that dude. He shows up in the Twitch chat sometimes too. It's a miracle. He's just gotten out of the Navy as well. He had a place of his own in this story. And in hindsight, being 2020 and all, I probably should have just moved in with him. The reason that Copy didn't do that is because Blitz was the one that found him this apartment. So he didn't want to get too clingy or be like, oh, thanks for finding me the place, but can I move in with you anyways? I sort of see where he's coming from. But yes, a hard experience taught a hard lesson, I suppose, throughout this saga. We also got Caroline. Yes, she is also making her triumphant return. Short spitfire of a woman, covered in tattoos, and her hair has been changed to bright orange. She would totally kick your ass in a heartbeat. She lives in the same apartment building as me, and she puts the fear of God into this beard later on down the line. Now, I love that. People who don't take bullshits from neckbeards, like, that is the quickest way to just completely turn it off. There are very few beards that will continue on with their shenanigans after being shut down just a couple of times, especially after being shut down by a milady. So good on you, Carolyn. Keep Cobb safe. He's very valuable to all of us. And now, to the ire of my life, at least at this point in it, Falloutbeard. Oh, this beard is a specimen to behold. He is about 5'9" and as rotund as he is tall. Major self-care issues, as I came to find out, and he is obsessed with the Fallout franchise, among other neckbeardy things, such as Magic the Gathering. He's my roommate throughout this saga, and when I first met him, he seemed great. Not beardy at all, just a little bit out of shape. He didn't even smell. Yeah, he took the shower for the first meeting, and then he's like, great, that's over with. Now I don't have to take a shower for the next year or two. I hope that he doesn't last that long, honestly. I have no idea how long this series is, but I'm looking forward to even more shenanigans. So now, onward into the story. On the last episode of Falloutbeard, I had just collapsed on my bed, drunk and burning up. I had literally stripped down and tried to make the room stop spinning when the door to my room was nudged open, and a shadow was cast over my nude body. The door frame was enveloped in a dark and rotund form. Bum, bum, bum! Yeah, that was a good old cliffhanger, wasn't it? Now we're into the current episode, so we get to find out what the hell happened. My mind struggled to process what I was seeing in my drunken stupor for at least a brief moment. Then, like a light bulb, something snapped in my head as my brain registered that this person did not appear to be clothed. And just like that, the booze was gone. My blood ran like ice water and the flashbacks started for me. And you know what flashbacks those are if you've gotten through the Bootbeard saga. Cobb definitely has some trauma with things like this, and I don't think that he's gonna react too kindly to something like this. He is not gonna let himself get victimized for a second time. The smell of the showers invaded my senses, and the feeling of wire wrapped around my neck was felt. Ugh. The first initial reaction, as the flashback surged in my mind, was to freeze. But then something switched in my head. In a quick moment, I was up and scrambling across the floor of my room. Getting to my closet, I threw it open and pulled my Glock 40 out of its holster. Now my body was just on autopilot. The figure had now moved into my room as I leveled the sights on the character. Cop, stop right there! Put your face on the fucking ground or I'll fill you full of holes! Yeah, that is definitely autopilot. You've heard cops scream this a time or two, right? What the hell is he coming into the room completely naked for? This is such a bad situation to be in. This would be the last night that he would spend in this house. Whether that means him moving out or him getting chopped up and shoved into garbage bags. I cannot live like this for even one more day. The figure paused for a moment and then took one more step. And with that step, a pop echoed throughout the apartment, and the acrid smell of gunpowder filled my nostrils, and my ears rang as the room was lit up for a millisecond as the round discharged. Holy shit, did you actually shoot him? Make sure you shoot him below the knee so it's not attempted murder, right? I don't know if that's true. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take that to the bank, okay? The spent shell casing seemed to move through the air in slow motion. Time for me seemed to slow to a crawl. The wall behind the figure exploded into plaster. God, there are so few moments in life that you can remember so vividly, but this would absolutely be one of them. And to be fair, you did warn him. I honestly hope that you did shoot him, but maybe not, because then you'd have to do some explaining, right? The figure let out a scream and turned to run, and I pulled the trigger again, but nothing. Copy, don't shoot him in the back. That's that's the hand of God coming down and stopping that gun from working the second time around. He's fleeing. I guess the situation is over with. Yeah, there's no need to shoot him or shoot at him, I suppose, a second time. I don't know if he was actually shot. I guess not, because the wall exploded with plaster, right? So I looked at my Glock, and the round that had chambered itself after the discharge of the first one had kipped up, and it was stovepiped in the chamber. Like I said, hand of God. There's no reason for any of this. The cops are gonna get called. While yes, you are a police officer, you don't want to have to explain all this stuff, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the figure began to run out of the room. In a reaction, I tossed the sidearm at the shadow, beating him in the head. Causing his mask to stumble and fall out of the door. That's hilarious. Just here you go there, bitch. It's not a bullet, but it's still gonna hurt. It sends a message. Then I moved to the door with the speed of a furious panther whose cub had just been taken. I descended on top of the mass with a flurry of kicks and punches. Now, this seemed like this entire series of action took hours, but it was only a minute or two in reality. Yeah, again, somebody cast time aga or something. Time stop on everything in this moment. And I've had a few close call situations like this. Your blood is just pumping. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug. That's what I know. Eventually, I was able to get this person's hands behind their backs, and with the handcuffs I had picked up at some time between the shot and the door, I slapped the cuffs on the person as I came back down to reality. Yeah, the red fades out of your vision and stuff like that. Maybe just slam his face on the floor a couple times, though. Just for good measure. Just to make sure that he actually gets the message. Underneath my naked body was Falloutbeard. The back of his head was oozing blood, and he was whining. Falloutbeard, you shot at me. What the fuck, dude? I wanted to ask you a question. Yes, you can damn well ask me a question from the door frame. Preferably, like, through the locked and closed door, if you really just needed to ask a question. I'm not buying this shit at all, bro. This man needs to be stopped. I wish you would have shot him, honestly. Cop says, shut up. You're naked. You came into my room. Falloutbeard, I wasn't doing anything. You shot at me. Cop, I said, shut up. God, I love that dude. Now he wants to play the victim and shit because it didn't go the way that he thought it was gonna go. You've never been a victim, Falloutbeard. You don't know what it's like. And I would say that Cop's reaction here, like 90% justified. I'm not gonna sign off on the like trying to shoot at him while his back was turned or anything like that. Especially if you weren't aiming at him. That's just a waste of a bullet. But the rest of all this shit, yeah, I 100% see where Copy is coming from. So I'll do a bit of a time skip here. The police were called, and I was told that I overreacted and should not act so recklessly in no specific terms. So Falloutbeard stayed in his room for the next 3 weeks, and I just went on about my life as if nothing at all had happened. I don't think that's the way to go. You shouldn't ignore some shit like that. Maybe he learned his lesson, but maybe not, bro. I'm also glad that you came out of the police situation okay. You know, cops do love to flip on other cops, you know, climb on each other's necks in order to get some more rank or something like that. So yes, I'm glad you didn't suffer any extreme punishment. Let's continue on with the time skip. Here are some TARDIS noises. And we emerge on the timeline a few weeks later. 3 weeks, to be precise. I had been doing my own little thing for the last 6 weeks. Work, home, eat, sleep, work, so on and so forth. As we all do, I suppose. I don't think this has stopped either. Cop, like, still on his grind all the goddamn time. And then he comes home and still has time to, like, beat me in video games. He's like, I'm better at this video game than you. I'm like, how did that happen? What is this? But luckily he's on my team, so good. I had just come home from work on this most auspicious of days. I changed my clothes into some comfy clothes and I took my spot in the recliner. I fired up the trusty Xbox and started up Fallout 3, resuming my campaign across the capital wasteland, slaughtering raiders in the name of the Brotherhood. Again, Fallout 3, meh, I'll give it a pass. Really, the highest caliber of taste is New Vegas, but you like what you like, I suppose. I ain't gonna come at you for that. The sound of my laser rifle's rapport filled the living room when there was a knock at the front door. I jumped up. My package was here. Oh, hell yeah. About a month ago, I found a complete set of Brotherhood power armor on Pinterest for a reasonable price. What? No way, dude. Yes, this is something that I'm buying. Shipping to the Philippines is a real motherfucker, but I would buy this. Can you link me? Is it still available? I want one. God damn. Can you imagine ReddX walking around in some power armor? Ooh-wee. I found where my next paycheck is going. I want to see some photos of this or something. Good God. I had sent my sizes, and a month later, I had the power armor pieces now sitting in my living room, begging to be put together and put on. Oh my God, that's so awesome. On Christmas morning, I was like a kid, tearing open these boxes and throwing the packing peanuts aside as I assembled this armor piece by piece. After about an hour, I was now standing in the middle of my living room in a full suit of T-51B power armor. That's when the front door opened and in stepped Falloutbeard. Don't you go back outside. You don't ruin this for me. This is my fucking moment, okay? Jesus. This is beautiful. This is not something that I think I could keep to myself, but I definitely don't want to share it with fucking Falloutbeard. Let's all go to the grocery store together in our power armor. Yeah, I'm gonna get some weird looks, but guess what? You're just jealous. You're just jealous I got the power armor for Pinterest and you don't. I probably have to pay a little extra. I couldn't fit into Cop's power armor. I'm a little bit taller than that dude and probably not as wide. He's muscular. I need my power armor to have room for a beer gut in it. How about that? Falloutbeard says, oh, that's so fucking cool. How much did you pay? Then he went silent. He was looking me over, and then he spoke again. Falloutbeard, honestly, the Brotherhood of Steel, a bunch of fascists. Nobody asked you. There's a reason I didn't tell you how much I paid for it, because I want you to just fucking walk through the living room. This isn't about you. Yes, we are roommates. You know what that means? You pay half the rent and you never fucking speak to me, okay? You get that through your fat head? This is a marriage of convenience at this point. I don't want to interact with you. But I suppose Cop was a bit more civil about it. Instead, he decides to defend the Brotherhood of Steel and says, I rather enjoy the Brotherhood of Steel. And then Falloutbeard fucking cut me off by putting his hand up. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna bend all your fingers back. I'm gonna break the fucking hand. I pulled the helmet off my head and set it on the table. I muttered something under my breath as I began taking off the pieces and putting them back into the box. Once they were in the box, I picked it up and made my way back to my room. When I came back out, there he sat, in my recliner, playing my save of Fallout 3. Oh, this is just egregious, dude. How dare you? You're gonna fuck it all up. What are you doing? You want to start a new save? Go buy your own Xbox. How about that? Needless to say, at this point, Cop's blood boiled. Cop says, "Bro, what the fuck? Do not touch my shit. Ever!" I rushed forward, snatched the controller out of his hand, and shut the Xbox off. I set the controller on the Xbox, and I turned to face him. "Cop, I'm gonna have Blitz and Carolyn over again. Please act like a normal human being. Please."
What the heck?
Honestly, I don't think he's all that capable of acting like a normal human being, but I'm sure he'll agree to try his best and then make everybody regret the fact that we almost believed it. Falloutbeard just says, "Yeah, okay." He stood up when I snatched the controller from his hand. Then he made his way out of the living room and into his room. Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't, like, exit stage left and veer into Cop's room. He's like, "I just want to try the power armor on, bro. I'm gonna beat you to death with the goddamn helmet, okay?" I said, "Don't touch any of my things, ever. And now you must pay." But luckily, it seems that he knows there's a boundary. Or rather, he's not willing to push that boundary quite yet. So 4 hours later, Carolyn and Blitz and I sat around the dining room table talking and playing Munchkins. What's Munchkins? We each had a cup of booze and we were just shooting the shit, talking about the absurd calls that I had gotten that week, crackheads I've dealt with, and best of all, the beards that Caroline had dealt with. Yes, she works in a local game shop, if you don't quite recall, so she has a steady hand in dealing with these beards. We were all sitting there just enjoying ourselves and talking, and our attention was drawn to the hallway. A shadow was cast as a large form was moving down the hallway. The form turned the corner, and there was a sight. What a terrible day to have eyes. The look of abject horror on Carolyn's face was just the only thing that could be seen. Blitzkrieg burst into laughter, and I was at a loss for words. Finally, I stood up and I started. "Cop, bro, put on..." Boom. Cliffhanger. Oh no! That always happens. That always happens, bro. We leave it here, and I will leave you yearning for more cringe, for more beardy, but that will happen soon enough. Just remember, guys, wash your hands, change your socks, and don't lick rocks. A rather short part, but yeah, we got to keep them cliffhangers coming. This part definitely had some friggin' events go down in it, did it not? What was the reason that Falloutbeard was creeping into Cop's room? Again, I think Cop's actions totally justified. Like I said, I wish he would have, like, kneecapped him or something like that. Just make sure he's not going to do any more creeping or walking ever, for that matter. This dude honestly has some, like, deep-seated problems. What is the deal with the walking around naked constantly? You realize you can't do that with a roommate, right? I don't understand what's going through his head. I used to have a roommate that would go to work and his girlfriend would walk around the house naked because, you know, I guess she wanted me to bang her out or something like that. And even that I thought was inappropriate. I'm like, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I don't want to get involved in any of this shit. We have to sleep in the same house, okay? If I bang that kid's girlfriend, do you know how easy it would be for him to sneak into my room and stab me in my sleep? If that's what it came down to, like, yeah, I still did it. So yes, indeed, things are really starting to heat up around here, and not in a good way. Falloutbeard, like, slowly becoming more and more dangerous, more and more aggressive. It didn't even take him that long to fucking ramp up. I'm surprised he held off for 3 weeks. He was just biding his time or something like that. And now he's just gonna walk into this friend group completely nude, like that's a normal thing to do. Jesus Christ. I hate it. But I guess we'll have to see how it's dealt with in the next episode. So fingers crossed. We looking forward to that. Short episode, but that's cool, guys. They don't all have to be an hour long, right? I do hope you enjoyed it regardless. Please don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe. You know, all those things super important. We got all kinds of plugs down in the description. Playlists, podcasts, you know what it is. Social medias, of course, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Twitch, where I live stream this thing. It was beautiful, so much fun. Thank you for being there if you were there. And if you were there, then you're double dipping on this video, which is double plus extra cool. We've also got my Patreon and my channel members and all the people that are helping to keep the channel afloat. So thank you. First, starting with our channel members. Organic Steve, hey, you double dipping, triple dipping. Look at this guy right here. Jesus Christ, doing the most. Malama Man, Skylar May Amara, the Gypsy Barber, Train Boy, Fire Drake, A Tiny Void, Samantha, Death's Flagship, Bearded Snake, Buy Two, Get One Hand. We've also got the beautiful patrons, like I said, Wired Up, Ian, Jerry, Darth Luscious, Harley Owen, Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Chase, Blue Kraken, Waxan Wolf, Sim, Jerry, Conrad, Ingy, Captain Cloud, Jerry, Hong Kong, Evan, Jerry, Esteban, Farad, Lang Sign, Crusader, Jerry, Organic Steve, Big Tom with the Bag of Mouse from Downtown, Jerry, Beck for Forgiveness, Gia, Silent Revolver, PCP, Fluxer, A Soldier of Industry. I think I did all of that once. The original Jerry, Tick Jerry, Destiny Piper, Jerry, Shitsune, 211 Jerry, Deadpool Jerry's, A Very Tired Jerry, A Justy Dargonian Jerry, and Frankenberry, Ain't That a Hiding Bitch, Aspen XO, Accessible Jerry, Aurora Wildheart, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Peter Jerry, Benji and the Jets, Bitch Gremlin, Blip Blue Jerry, Bronze Dragon, Catholic Jerry, Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dr. Lights, Aaron Era, Eastbars, Frozen Never Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, I'm Slim Jerry, I'm the Real Jerry, Inquisitor Jerry, Irish Pirate, Feed Me Hold to Near Bursting with Tendies, Beat the Trap will summon caught the stowaway. Welcome aboard. And I don't know what the end of it says. It's too long. Iron Hollow, Irradiated Jam, A Pimp named J. Chris, J.M. Coon, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry the Outlaw, Mother Trucker, John Hero, John Jerry, Jingleheimer Schmidt, Crew He, Cully Kraken, Legitimate, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry, Luca was a clever Patreon name. Yeah, totally. Like and subscribe. Lady Nix, Malama Man. Oh, that double triple dip from everybody. Marble Jerry, got lost on the way to Panda Express. Oh, snap. Let's go get some sugar chicken. Melgar the Destroyer, Metofecta, Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Mines, Jerrykins, Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes, and Quagknives, Rose, Jerry Miller, Surrey to the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Scarlet Kevin, Sergeant Gay Cop, Bring on the Law, Silo Whip, Stephanie Gooder, Sign After Groomstick, Burn Tomato, Tapioca Blue, Tato Fair, the Italian Greyhound Dino, the Little Sue, the Trufusky, Train Boy, trying to find a way to get back to the real world. You probably don't want to blow to that balloon knot. Stinky Balloon, V3 Prime, Vanguard Angel, Viking Jerry, Wiki Tech, Will Max, Stephanie Gargoyle, Comrade Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though. Not a Viper, Safe Blessing, Third Stuff, Venom Jerry, Wasabi Jerry, Jace Christensen, One Leg Jerry, the Neckbeard Hunter, a normal Jerry. Hi Red, I have the Daily Cringe special with a side of powdered spine, please. You gotta bring your own. BYOPS, Admiral T-Tech, Amber Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Zilla, Bartender Keelia, Blueberry and Apple Pie, Broken Spy, Horseradish, Cake Jerry, the original different Jerry, California Jerry, Girl, Chevron 7 Lock, Chicago and Panda, Corey Art, sometimes, Corporal Admiral, Princess Furry Warrior, Woo Jerry, something like that. Cryptiddy, Stefan Jerry, After Tuna, Dopamine Day Jerry is Dr. Cody Zawa, Dwarfy Dude, too tired to come up with it, they just rewrite the name above me Jerry. Dwarfy Dude Jerry, Ghost of Alpha, he cannot, inside you there are two wolves, one is cringe, the other is cringe, you are cringe. Yes, thank you very much. Janitor Jimmy, roam the streets of Finland, hunt down the Rudo headband. Jeffrey, Gerald of Rivia, Jerry Tom, Happy New Year, we have the apocalypse, Jerry Springer, the results are in, you are not the neckbeard. Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on. Jerry Alder Rivera, Jerry Roxas, Jerry Roleplaying Game, Keaton Tails, Kid Marvelous, Kitzikin, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Mama Machia, Seedy. Maybe next time, Medford Gimp, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, Raptor Art, She's My Jerry Pie, Sky Mara Ravenswood, Snary, that's Snom Jerry, Snowman, what is best in life? To question neckbeards, to put them feet to Jesus, to hear the lamentation of their body pillows, Spoon in the Road, Spook is Scary, Jerry Ton, Techno Doves, the original Jerry, to Infinite Jerry and Beyond, Unkale, Underwater Movies, throws 2 liter Mountain Dew, grow my neckbeard, grow. It's Jerry time, hold ReddX Morpher, Hygiene, it's Jerry time, hold ReddX Morpher, Humility. I would also like to thank my $1 patrons as well, beautiful people that they are. Bless up to the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike for keeping the channel afloat, right? If you guys can join up, that's absolutely huge. If you can't, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoyed today. Maybe like, watching some more ReddX videos, huh? Anyways, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one. And until then, friends, bye-bye.